All right, Rob, let's get to it. Kyler Murray, we know that's been the big story. I said today on First Things First, I said I'm not saying I feel sorry for him because if you're not, you should be watching film. So I don't want to say I feel sorry for him. But in this respect, Rob, this should have been a week of celebration for Kyler Murray, right? You get this huge $230 million contract, $160 million guaranteed. You won. You challenged the team to pay you, and they did.
You pouted. You got your money.
And you won. But instead, it's become a week of embarrassment. And for anybody that thinks it hasn't, just the fact that Kyler Murray had to hold a press conference today, an impromptu one where he wanted to speak to address the memes and the criticisms and the talk and all of that, just shows how big of a deal this contract has become, unfortunately for him, but perhaps it's some of his own doing. But here he is, Rob, Kyler Murray.
To think that I can accomplish everything that I've accomplished in my career and not be a student of the game and not have that passion and not take this serious is almost, it's disrespectful, and it's almost a joke. To those of you out there that believe that I'd be standing here today in front of y'all without having a work ethic and without preparing, I'm honored that you think that, but it doesn't exist. It's not possible.
Rob, can I go? Yeah. Please. Then why'd you sign the contract? Hello? Is this on? Kyler. It's the most ridiculous. Then you should fire your agent immediately, whoever it is. Chris, when they put that piece of paper in front of me, and we said it was embarrassing to tell people they wanted to embarrass you, Kyler. What part don't you get? That's why it's in written. That should have been a conversation, Chris, right? Hey, Kyler, we want you to do a little more studying. Okay, I'll do more studying.
Right.
End of story. When they put it in the contract, they meant to embarrass you. That's why he felt he had to. But shame on you and shame on your agent. Because you were willing to sign on the dotted line because you wanted the 160 guaranteed under any circumstance. Right, Chris? That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And you agreed to it. I would have said, how dare you? You know what I said as an example, Chris? Rob G gets offered a new contract by Fox Sports Radio, and Scott Shapiro, our boss, has the language in his new deal that says, hey, and make sure you check ESPN.com every day before the show, right? Basically telling him that he don't know how to produce or he don't know where to get information from. You wouldn't sign that. You would say, you're insulting me that I don't know what I'm doing. And that's what they did when they put that in writing in Kyler's contract.
And Rob, I agree with you. And look, don't be mad at the media or the public. Like, they're not, whoever he's talking to, Rob, and obviously a lot of it's the media. Don't be mad at us. We didn't put the clause in the contract. We didn't leak it. And we didn't agree to it as your agent, and we didn't agree to it as you. Why are you mad with us? And Rob, like, they're saying, and I don't know how the story got out. Did the Cardinals leak it? Was it just the contracts? Don't they go, all the, agents get the contracts and they can see what the fine print is? And I don't know if every agent gets every contract. I doubt that. But, they have access to these things. The league has access to this stuff. So it could have leaked any number of ways. Rob, I don't think, why would the Cardinals leak it? To embarrass your quarterback that you just gave $200 million to?
No, you don't.
That doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't know that they didn't. I'm just saying, if they did, how stupid are you?
Or is it, Chris, that they feel this way about him and they put this on him to let him know, to let other people know that he don't work hard enough? You know what I mean?
But why would you create that? He's already, at least reportedly, a bit immature. Right?
Which is the stuff we heard before. Right.
Yeah, if you want to win with this guy and have him lead you to Super Bowls, I don't know why you would leak it. And it just doesn't make sense to me. But you're right. Maybe they wanted to embarrass him. I don't know. But here's the thing, Rob, and you said it. Why is it in there?
Right. And
It's like this. I don't know who the first prenuptial agreement was.
Yep.
Right? But if there had never in the history of a marriage, license or agreement or whatever, been any clause in there that, like, if there's a clause in my marriage license that says, and you can't cheat on your wife. I mean, we obviously say that in our vows.
Right. I know what you mean.
And it's never been in there in the history of mankind, or this country at least. Wouldn't you be like, well, Chris, why did your wife feel the need to put that in there?
Put that in.
What you been doing?
And you would be like, why is this in here? I made a commitment to you. I asked you to marry me and be my wife. We don't need this written in. And the same thing for the Cardinals and for Kyler Murray and whoever his agent is, Chris. I don't know. Did they really?
It was I can't think of his name, but yeah, he's been
Chris,
out there.
Do they think there's any secrets in these contracts? That's
right. He should know that. Like that's what I'm saying. That these things get out to the people that need to know them, and not just the media, but others. And you're right. Like, did you think this was going to remain a secret?
Right.
Come on. And Rob, look, I'm sure. Well, you know this. There are players, and look, on a certain level, I'm sure Kyler works hard, right? I'm sure at practice he's putting in the work. But how many guys, Rob, have you seen who were just great in high school, great in college, largely off natural ability?
Right.
And then, they did a little work, but most of it, you just were blessed and you were just better than everybody. And then you get to the NFL and they're not as great because everybody is that talented.
Everybody's great, Chris.
Right?
Everybody was the best guy at their college and their high school. Everybody.
So I don't doubt that Kyler thinks he works hard. And I'm sure on some level he does. But they would not have put this clause in your contract if you were watching an adequate amount of film on your own. And Rob, I would think, because he brought up, I don't know if you listened to the whole thing. He brought up, I love watching film with my teammates or other quarterbacks, coaches. I would assume, Rob, that the Cardinals, it hasn't been reported, I don't believe, but wouldn't you think that if the Cardinals had their druthers, the clause would have said, and you agree to spend at least 4 hours a week extra at the practice facility with your coaches, your quarterback coach, watching film? Don't you think they would have preferred that than to just play guesswork that, hey, we hope he's not watching TV while he's got the film on?
And here's the other thing. I agree with that. And here's the other thing, Chris. 4 hours is nothing.
It's nothing.
It's not for that to be put in this wasn't like, we need you to be at the practice facility 2 hours before practice to watch tape 2 hours before we put pads on. That, Chris, that's something.
Right. I totally agree with you.
All right.
If they had put 15 hours of tape a week, you got to watch. That's 4 hours? That's like 40 minutes a day or something. That's ridiculous. Okay, so 877-9905. We want your reaction. I mean, is Kyler, do you agree with him? You think he's, getting a bad rap? Or do you think he's mad at the wrong people? Like, why are you mad at the media? We're just reacting to this unprecedented clause that was put into your contract. I mean, you can't blame people when something's never been done. You can't blame them for wondering what in the heck does that mean?
You know what? Jamarcus Russell probably laughed at that clause. That's how bad it was.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's start with Carl in Mobile, Alabama. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What up, Carl?
Hey, guys. What's up? Good to talk to you guys again. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Good to have you.
As soon as I heard this story, one name popped into my mind, Michael Vick. And the reason why is they did an NFL films where the offensive coach said when Michael Vick was with the Falcons, they used to give him a DVD with plays to study.
No. was that Michael Vick? That was DeMarcus Russell.
Well, I know there was Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
I don't know about Vick.
I'm going to tell you it was Michael Vick because I remember because Michael Vick said that let's say you have practice on Thursday and they give him a DVD or CD or whatever it was. And he said after he got into trouble with the dogs and went to prison, he said every time they gave him that CD, he threw it in the back of the car. He never opened it. And the coach on the film said, so if we had $1 million in one of those DVDs or CDs, you wouldn't have saw it. He said, nope. He said, I never once even opened them. So
that was after. Well, he said it after he went to prison, but
he said it afterward.
After he came back and played in Philadelphia, supposedly he became a lot more of a studious.
Let's not get derailed, Carl. And my point, Chris and I, is that he shouldn't have signed the contract. Why did he agree to that?
And Rob, I didn't hear. I don't know if reporters got a chance to ask him questions about this.
Because wouldn't you have asked that, Chris?
Why? Yeah. The first question is, well, then why is this clause in the contract?
Right. Why did you agree to this?
It's not been in anybody's contract.
Right. Bill in Tennessee, you're on the Odd Couple.
That we know of, at least.
Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Bill?
Hey, I'd have to say that with this whole Kyler Murray situation, it's basically like a parent giving a kid a toy, and it's like you got to do your homework every day just so that way you can play with the toy.
No, it's not. It's more like, I don't think it is that. I think it's they see a deficiency. The assumption is they see a deficiency.
No, Chris, no doubt about it.
Wouldn't be all parents tell their kids. Most parents tell their kids to do their homework.
You got to do your homework first.
This is unprecedented, right? This is like, something that's never been in a contract.
This is his job, Chris. This is his job. Hey, Chris, you need to watch NBA basketball if you're going to be an NBA. Chris, can you? Fox telling you,
very
Chris,
good.
Can you watch 4 games a week in the NBA since you're an NBA analyst? Can you watch 4 games?
If they
what would you
say
in
my contract? I mean, what do you think I'm doing?
Exactly. You wouldn't sign that.
But they must. Look, I think the discussion went something like Kyler. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they wanted a contract from the beginning. But I would think it was a discussion first. Like, Kyler, look, we don't think you do.
We need you to do more.
Need you to do more film study. You're missing a lot of reads. You're this and that. We think you can get better, and the team can get better if you study more film. Look, I'm a 2-time Pro Bowler. I mean, what's the problem? We won 11 games last year. I'm not good enough. Well, Kyler, we really want you to do. How about staying at the facility an hour every day? Right. And with your quarterback coach after everybody leaves.
We think it can help you. Exactly.
Right. Nah, man, look, I'm going home. All right, I'm out here all day. I'm going to get home. Look, if you want this money, we're putting this clause in your contract. It had to be some variation of that, Rob.
Otherwise, it doesn't make sense because now he's pushing back on it, and it sounds crazy. How about Glenn in North Carolina? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What up, Glenn?
Hey, fellas, I love the show. I really, really, really love it.
Thank you.
We're here in North Carolina. Sending y'all some props.
Thank you.
In reference to Tyler contract, I have a son that's going to school, Elizabeth City, and one of his teachers was telling us that in order for him to do better on his grades, they think he was playing video games too much. So I think we're going to see that a lot more in these contracts with these kids. Because they spend a lot of time playing video games and, doing things like that. And I think we're going to kind of see that a lot.
No, I don't doubt that there's distractions going on. And I think you got the issue is, who is he pushing back on today? We were reporting, Chris, what happened. He should have an issue with the Cardinals.
Right, if anybody.
How is it with us? I'm talking about the media.
Right. I totally agree. Like, why are you getting mad at us?
Right.
We're just reporting it and wondering what's going on. And Rob G maybe can send us a text or something. Look at the research. I don't know. I looked for it. I couldn't find that he was questioned. I know after his statement, he said, now, if you have any questions about football or anything else, we can address those. But I don't know if people asked him about this. But like you said, Rob, the first question has to be, why is it in the contract? Period.
Right. Absolutely.
It's just a completely uncommon thing. All right.